Hi, this is Anna. Very soon I will be 27. My birthday is coming up and it's my golden birthday. That means that the age I'm turning corresponds with the date of the month that my birthday falls on. So I'm turning 27 on May 27th, and I am calling this the Golden Birthday Podcast. So the idea here is to immortalize, capture this season at this age. I'm having a lot of warm and loving feelings for the age I'm turning, which has almost never been the case. So I wanted to capture this in a creative way. A podcast I know is kind of silly, but I think it's something that I'll look back on and be really happy that I put together. So it's currently March. I am going to record some segments and some interviews with friends, old and new, people who knew me when I was younger, people who are just meeting me, people I love and care about. And I want to include them on this Golden Birthday Podcast to, again, capture this season because, they come and they go. So I definitely want to capture this. It's kind of the same idea as like taking a deep breath and appreciating that you're not congested before you're sick. When you're sick, you always think like, man, I took for granted all the days that I was not stuffed up. Now, I've always been really tickled that my golden birthday comes about the latest it can come, 27 to 31. Obviously, a lot of my friends and family did not get this opportunity. Like Hallie, her golden birthday would have been the 2nd. Grace is the 6th. My dad is the 8th. And they're all bummed. They're like, oh man, I didn't get to properly celebrate my golden birthday. So it's not an opportunity that I'm going to squander. Another exciting component to all of this goes back to my mom. I remember when I was a very little girl asking my mommy if there was an age that she looked back on fondly, if there was an age that she liked being maybe a little more than the others. And she gave it some real thought in the moment, the amount of thought that that question would have required. And she said, I remember liking 27, and ping, that stuck in my head. I was like, okay, 27 is the year. My mommy says so. That is something I have to look forward to because as a kid, I was very change resistant. I didn't like getting older. As long as I can remember, I remember begging to stay a baby, never grow up, baby, baby, baby. I did not want to be a big kid. My husband is the opposite way. He always wanted to grow up and do the cool things. I know that doesn't make me special. A lot of kids didn't want to grow up, but I at least had the solace of enjoying my 27th year. And I brought that up to my sister a couple weeks ago talking about, I'm so excited for my golden birthday this year. And I told her that story and she goes, I remember that. I think on another occasion, our mom mentioned liking her 27th year. And one last component to these warm, loving feelings this year, I will be the inverse age of my grandmother. My Grammy just turned 72 in January, so our ages are inverses of one another, and that means nothing. That has no significance. It doesn't mean anything in popular culture, in history. It just feels good. I love my Grammy. So that brings us to our first segment before I get to any invited guests. This first segment is just me, solo, talking things through. I am going to discuss a heavier topic, of course, but it's a big part of my life. So this segment will also serve as a little background on how I see the world at 26 going on 27. The idea is that this podcast will be done and like a gift to myself on the 27th. So without any further ado, let this interview commence. Where am I? I am coming at you from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jaron and I are moving in 2 weeks to Plaza Midwood, a very exciting, sweet little neighborhood that is functionally walkable, not just to restaurants and coffee shops, but to practical places like a grocery store, not a city grocery store, a full-size grocery store, walkable to the post office and the library, in addition to the restaurants and coffee shops. I'm very excited. We'll have a balcony of our own for the first time. So that's where I am. But another question I have written down to ask myself is if I could be anywhere else on the planet besides right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where would I be? And I know the answer to that question is in Los Angeles, in Beechwood Canyon. I would like to be taking my daily walk through that neighborhood of ours, our tiny little gem, soaking in that California sun that I fell in love with. I know I would be walking there. If I could be anywhere else at this moment, I would be walking through Beechwood Canyon and I would be missing my little Zeke. so very much. Now, earlier for the new year, I chose my word to represent 2025, and I chose the word fun, F-U-N, which I always feel like needs to be qualified or explained because fun is not folly. It is a very serious undertaking for me, for someone like me, to have fun. In 2023, I wished a lot of the year away. I was in a lot of pain, and I couldn't savor the moment. That gives things away, but there's not a better word for it. So I wished a lot of 2023 away. And so for 2024, my word of the year was savor. I had to learn to be present and appreciate the moment I was in. And I think that had a really natural progression from 2024 to 2025 for me to choose the word fun. So I had to learn to savor the moment, and now I need to learn how to enjoy that. It's not enough to not wish the moment away. You also have to savor it and then have fun in your life. And I did expand on that in my journal at the top of the year. I did kind of outline what exactly fun looks like, what it looks like to spend my days having fun in very simple and practical ways. And now I do want to speak to what I mean when I say that it is a very serious undertaking for someone like me to learn to have fun, to learn to enjoy their life. This is the heavy part of the podcast that I think is important and I think is directly correlated to why I'm doing this. I spent so much of my adolescence being dangerously sad. I thought that I'd have taken my life a long time ago now. I struggled with suicide ideation at several lasting points in my life, in and out of bouts of depression at different times. And certainly the closest I came to taking my life was the winter, January to March of 2021. It got to a point where I had actually planned how I would carry it out. Even though I wasn't alone, I was newly married, seeing family regularly in a job that I liked working. In that season in planning my suicide, I eventually got to the part of the plan where I would be dead. It would have been carried out, and that just left someone to find me. And when I got to that part of the plan in my head, I knew that that person would be Jaron, and I just couldn't do that to him. So immediately then I found a therapist because I was like, okay, the only thing keeping me from taking my life is the fact that there will be a corpse to deal with. And if things carry on this way, I don't know how much longer that would keep me alive. So I confessed to the severity of the problem. And fortunately, I found a really great therapist. In my life, I've seen like 4 or 5 different therapists. And Shane, who I met with at that time, was amazing. He was so very helpful and constructive. I don't want to say that he saved my life. I know I saved my life, but I couldn't have done that without him. So having gone through that, the severity of something like that, and being now, fortunately, years removed from that place, I feel like I can finally celebrate me.
My coming of age is just about come and gone. I always like that lyric in Taylor Swift's song Peace. She sings, "A coming of age is come and gone. Suddenly this summer it's clear." And that's kind of how I feel.
So against some odds, I am still here. Though that all took place in early 2021, something very special happened in March that year. My sister told me that she was having her daughter, Greta. I just knew instantly that Greta and I would share a special connection, and we do every day. She makes me feel loved, and it is so rewarding to love her. And just to hope that that love is fostering and nurturing to her. So she is now 3 and she's a big sister. At 27, I am a nana to 4 angels, Greta Ellen, Callaway J, Riley Mann, and newly his baby brother Bennett. It has been such a joy to be their nana, their auntie, of course. But nana comes from my childhood. My mom always called me Na, like the second half of Anna, Na. And sometimes Nana, and then Grace copped to that. So it's always been a nickname, and I think it suits me better as their auntie to be called Nana than Aunt Anna. Aunt Anna sounds strange and maybe a little too much like Auntie Anne's. So Nana it is for life. Did you hear that sound? That means it's time for my very first guests. My first guests are the very close friends, Abby and Audrey. I thought it would be fun to have them on the show first because they are meeting me
in my current state. My other guests have all known me 10 plus years. So I wanted their perspective. We are going to talk media, all things movies, music, and books. And we're going to talk first impressions when we come back on the Golden Birthday Podcast. This podcast has been brought to you by Diet Coke.
Happy birthday to you.
Da, da, da.
Happy birthday to you.
Da, da.
Happy golden birthday, Anna. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Oh. Wrong sound effect. I think we wanted this one. Wow.
Thank you for having me.
I was just about to say you really slayed that. I was in awe. I'm so sorry I hit that button.
Audrey hit the wrong button. So welcome to the Golden Birthday Podcast, girls.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for having us.
Before we get started, is there anybody you want to say hello to or shout out? They probably won't hear it because this isn't published where you listen to podcasts, but anybody you want to say hey to?
They're sitting right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just you gals.
Okay, so I did tease that we would be talking media, things we're into now as the young ladies that we are, 26, currently 26 and 27-year-olds. I'm bridging you two.
Yeah.
So is there anyone you guys want to start with? What are you into? Do you want to start with movies, books?
The one I was able to answer the easiest was the phase that I am in musically.
Oh, tell me.
Girl pop princess
Yeah.
mixed with indie folk.
Did you came up with that
Yeah.
phase?
Yeah.
That wasn't like your day list description on Spotify.
No, but every time I click a day list, like every other day list has is like girl pop princess
I
type
want to
of
see
thing.
what mine says. I like that description.
But I would be remiss not to mention like my indie folk that I'm listening to with like Role Model, Lizzie McAlpine, like those types of artists.
Yeah, give them a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey guys. So I just really wanted to mention both of those.
Yay! Good answer. Good answer.
I'm not touching that soundboard again.
Audrey, do you want to talk about your face? I didn't give mine a description like that. I just wrote down like artist, but I am inspired by your title.
Thank you.
There's no right way to do this, so you did a good job.
Yeah, my phase is an entire description wrapped up into one artist, and it's Kelsey Ballerini.
Wow. I had no idea.
It's
You like
actually-
Kelsey Ballerini?
Snubbed of Entertainer of the Year.
Don't even talk about it. Yeah, it's actually concerning how much Kelsey Ballerini I'm listening to these days.
Just one album?
Pretty much her EP and her album, Rolling Up the Welcome Mat and Patterns, because it tells a beautiful, like, full story of healing.
Okay.
Because Rolling Up the Welcome Mat came out after her divorce. It was her processing her emotions post-divorce. And the way she's talked about that is it was her return to doing music the way she originally started doing music, which was just writing about her big feelings and how to process her big feelings.
Does that remind you at all of Casey Musgrave's Star-Crossed divorce album?
I've never been in the Casey lore,
Okay.
so
You don't
I
care
didn't
about
even know.
Star-Crossed?
I guess not.
I love that album.
Well,
I
I
guess
took you
not.
to that concert for free.
Thanks, Alex.
Free. I also said a lot of pop music. I'm definitely always into pop music. Taylor Swift, of course, and Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine, especially those new deluxe tracks. I'm also really into Bleachers and Remy Wolf. I decided that my favorite song this year is Soup by Remy Wolf. And also my oldies. I listen to a lot of groove and funk like Stevie Wonder and Bill Withers and the Jacksons. Jaren and I have been listening to a lot of Michael Jackson and always the Beatles. So that is what I've been into recently. I had the Beatles rock band as a kid, which is why I know the Beatles discography so well. But actually as an adult, I can appreciate it for what it is, which reminds me of books. That's how I'm feeling about certain books.
Wait, before you
Oh, tell me,
transition,
yeah.
I had Michael Jackson Just Dance as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure you know Michael Jackson's discography very intimately for it.
Mostly, yeah. But when you said you had the rock band, I was like, oh, I had Michael Jackson Just Dance. Like it was just all Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. I had the Beatles rock band. I was always singing. I was never on those drums. I don't like live drums. I think I told one of you that recently.
Oh yeah, me.
But I do want to say, having Beatles rock band as a kid, I just thought they were fun songs. But now listening to the Beatles as an adult, I'm like,
Oh, okay. That's why you have your own rock band. I get it now. And so
that's how I feel about the books that I've been reading, which are just the books that we were assigned in high school. Because I feel like as a kid, you read them and you were supposed to read them because somebody said so. Like the same way as like Beatles music, like, oh, this is good music because I said so. But now as an adult, I'm revisiting those and I'm actually really enjoying them. So I want to shout out A Separate Peace. I want to shout out The Great Gatsby and even children's literature. The Secret Garden. That's right. I want to shout out The Secret Garden. So I just feel like that really went, it's good that we were assigned that reading, but I wish we could also be assigned that reading as an adult too. College, book club. Yeah. I guess there are ways of doing that. But I feel like it was lost on me as a kid.
Yeah.
But it was important to show it to me anyway, so that when I do revisit it, I'm like, oh, that's why you put it in the curriculum. So those are the books that I want to shout out are The Great Gatsby, The Secret Garden, and what was the other one? A Separate Peace.
Very good.
I love A Separate Peace.
I had 3 books as well, and I chose these books because they have altered the chemistry of my brain.
Okay.
Altered the way that I am thinking about the world and myself. Mostly myself. So first one would be The Women by Kristen Hanna. Abby read that as well. That book rocked my world. I can't talk about it without spoiling things, why it rocked my world, but basically just understanding that healing doesn't come from anybody else. It comes from within you, but she tells that through a very complex story that actually aligned or paralleled a story of my own, which led to me sobbing greatly reading this book. Second book would be Gentle and Lowly by Dane Ortlund. And there's this one line from that book. So Gentle and Lowly is all about how the only time in the Bible that Jesus describes himself is he describes himself as gentle and lowly. So it's an exploration into the heart of Christ.
Oh, that is very interesting.
It's a fascinating book. It's so good. And there's this one part where the author writes about how when miracles happen, we often see them as a disruption to the natural order. But miracles are actually a restoration of the natural order because the natural order was the perfect world before the fall. So that has also altered the chemistry of my brain and how I think about
how the world's supposed to be.
Yeah. And then Screwtape Letters have both ruined my life and helped my life in many ways because it has me thinking about my own tendency towards sin differently and it has me thinking about my own human nature in a slightly more negative light, but it's been helpful.
Yeah. I'm glad you're shouting out like a classic author as well. Makes me feel a little less silly. Lewis. Yeah. Abigail?
I had 3 books as well. Wow. One was fictional, one was non-fictional, one was an autobiography. My fiction book was The 7-Year Slip. That was my 5-star reading as a 26-year-old. It was a magical realism book. It was just a great overall read, and it just had a lot of concepts, again, that I could relate to. And it was a book that you kind of thought was going to be about mostly a relationship, but it just had a lot of ties about friendship and grief and just a lot of themes in there that I also just really enjoyed. But a book that I just finished that was nonfiction, Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. Phenomenal. Would have gave it 10 stars.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of this.
It was incredible, but it's just a reminder about all of the health inequalities that there are. But he just goes into depth about how tuberculosis literally is like in everything that like has ever been like invented pretty much. He talks about how the cowboy hat was invented because of tuberculosis. He has a small argument, and Audrey, I thought of you when he talked about this, how World War I kind of started because of tuberculosis, which I thought was really, really interesting. And I don't have to go into that now on the podcast, but I'll talk to you about it later because it's a really, he goes, it kind of, sort of, you could kind of argue that World War I started because of it. And I thought it's really interesting.
So the trajectory for our entire modern world is what you're saying?
The Adirondack chair was invented because of tuberculosis.
I love an Adirondack chair.
Yeah. So it's just really cool how this disease, which is the number 1 infectious disease that is killing us every day, still exists and persistent today. Even though there's a cure for it, it's still the number 1 disease. I read it within a day and a half. It was just a really good book and it reminded me why I was in the healthcare field. And I loved The Fault in Our Stars as a kid. So it was just a full circle moment there. And then the autobiography, of course, Kelly Bishop, the third Gilmore Girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard good things about this.
Yes. Yes. And I loved listening to it because she was speaking it. So that was a great book.
Those are
Okay.
good.
So we've done music, we've done books, and now we get to talk about movies. Let me pull up my count of how many movies I have seen in my sentient life. I am currently at 1,131 movies, 66 this year, 65 different titles, but I've watched 66 movies because I've watched Conclave twice this year. But I asked you ladies to bring your top 4. I'll kick this off because I know one of Abby's favorites is also one of my favorites. My number 1 favorite of all time is Silver Linings Playbook. And she found the button. So Silver Linings Playbook, 2012, starring Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, directed by David O. Russell, is my favorite movie of all time. My number 2 is Coraline, also one we've seen together. 3 is Rocky. Woohoo! Any feelings for Rocky?
Never seen
Never
it.
seen it.
Oh, you know the score?
Lived in Philly though.
Yeah. You ever do the stairs?
Mm-hmm.
What
Sorry.
the hell? And then my last favorite, which is currently on Abby's watch list, is Good Will Hunting, 1997. I'm not going to say his name out loud because I've only ever said it in my head. Does anybody want to give this a whirl? It looks French.
Gus.
Gus Van Song.
Vincent. Gus. So those are my 4 favorite movies as of today.
My number 1, also one we've all seen together, Hocus Pocus.
Yay!
Number 2 is Cheaper by the Dozen. Number 3, Silver Linings Playbook.
Woohoo!
And number 4, I also didn't have a number 4 when you picked up Posey today. And I don't log my movies like you do.
Right.
So it's hard. It was hard
That's
for me to
okay.
think of one. But I did put The Art of Racing in the Rain.
Oh, wow.
If you would like to sob.
You're so brave.
If you would like to sob. It truly is a really good movie. So
And those can change at any time.
right.
Because I think 2 weeks ago, maybe not 2 weeks ago, a month ago, my number 4 was When Harry Met Sally, but I switched it out whenever I had to print it to frame in my home. I switched it to Good Will Hunting, and it just felt right. So they can change any time, but I'm glad you picked them. Thank you for picking them for me. Of
course.
Audrey?
My first one is A Few Good Men, which we've all seen together. And then The Guardian with Ashton Kutcher, Coast Guard rescue swimmer story. Very good. Not a very well-known movie. And then Because of Winn-Dixie.
You do talk about that one a lot.
Yes, I love that movie. And then I was having a hard time with my 4th one, but it just came to me, Abby, when you were talking. National Treasure.
Oh, duh.
Duh.
Every time I think of Because of Winn-Dixie, I only think of you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Yeah. I don't remember. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it. But it does come up, like that Bader-Meinhof phenomenon I'm always talking about. Ever since you've said that you like it however many months ago, and it keeps coming up. And I'm like, Audrey, Because of Winn-Dixie. Audrey. And that's
Makes
pretty much how it goes in my head.
It makes me happy. It's time to give it a rewatch.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
almost time. We can't jump Jaren. Jaren does talk about wanting to watch Lord of the Rings with you guys all the time. And you have to keep reminding him it's my schedule that's the holdup because I'm in
Yeah.
rehearsals and working and traveling and everything. So, what did I ask you to prepare next?
The words.
Yay! Okay. Originally, I mentioned to Audrey wanting to hear what your first impression of me was and how that compares with your impression of me now. And Audrey told me that
I don't remember what I said.
Audrey told me you don't want to hear my first impression of you.
And I'm still thinking about that.
Wait, why? What did I say?
You said I don't want to hear your first impression of me. So I said,
Wait, that's
Okay.
a crazy thing to say. I'm so sorry.
so I switched it.
That is crazy. And I've still
To
been
save
thinking about that
myself.
story.
As an act of self-preservation for my birthday podcast, I switched it to one word to describe your impression of me last year versus one word to describe your impression of me now. Did you guys do it for each other or just for me?
Just you.
Just for you, but I can do it for you,
can-
too.
Yeah, if you want to, if you feel inspired.
I had to think about it for a minute. so-
Okay. Audrey, I'm going to tell you your 2 words.
Oh, wow.
first.
I get to go first?
Yeah. One word to describe how I thought of you upon first meeting you. Like, we'll call it the first 2 or 3 times. The word I would have picked would be together.
Oh, wow.
That you're a very together young woman.
It's all a facade.
I actually don't think you are not together anymore. Not in a negative way, but like in a comforting way. You are together enough that like it makes sense that I would have had that impression. That wasn't like off base. That's not the word I would use now. But the word I do use now is introspective.
Oh, yes.
Because I always say you are the most introspective, my most introspective friend.
Yeah.
But I still think you are together, just not predominantly.
No, I get that a lot, that people think I have it all together or just am together. I'm like, I'm glad I give that impression, but it is a facade for sure.
Yeah.
We're all just figuring it out.
It's nice to be together presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that.
But introspective, which is something I really value. And I like to think
Yeah.
I'm also an introspective person, which
You
is
are.
why I think we are good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Abby, the word that I would have said upon the first 2 or 3 times I was with you was girly, which is funny because
That's
you also said
sweet.
girly. It's
That's
like,
really
wow, she's a
sweet.
girly girl. And like everything that goes with that, like that's just all good things to be girly to me. But the word that I would pick for you now is earnest, because girly doesn't, you're very earnestly girly as well. Like you're earnest about much that you do and much that you are. I don't think that's grammatically correct, but yeah, you are very earnest, and that feels more appropriate than just girly. But you you're very girly presenting. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah, of course. Be nice.
Okay, and I do remember, I'm not going to say it to memorialize or to keep it in this podcast. I'll tell you afterwards why I said
No,
that
we can
about
cut
your
it.
first impression. No, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Um,
Actually, don't. I've actually decided
it's
against
really
it.
not that bad.
Okay,
Okay, my first impression was thoughtful.
Oh.
And like along the lines of introspective, because I remember when
She's very thinky.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when we did Taylor Swift music trivia and I was telling you all of the songs I hated that were in your top, maybe the word honest would come to mind if you think about me.
Yeah.
I was telling you the songs that I didn't like that were in your like top playlist.
Yeah, like Glitch,
Yeah.
and It's Nice to Have a Friend.
Mm-hmm.
What else? There's one more that really did stick out.
False God.
False God. Yes. Okay.
So then at our Taylor Swift listening party for Tortured Poets Department, you said, hey, I was thinking about that more. And you just are a certified pop girly and you like predictable melody and all this stuff. It's like, and that's why you don't like those songs. And that was so valuable to me. I was like, yeah, you're so right about that. I would have never put that together. So the thoughtfulness really stuck out to me, and how we could like had a through line, you know, with conversations.
Yeah, from one meeting to another.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And you,
Oh,
yeah.
whew, what a relief. What's your word now?
My word for you now is free.
Oh,
And I don't know if you
yeah.
like how you feel about that,
Yeah.
but I see you like in a very like flowy, free state of, hey, this is my life and I'm going to live it and things are going to happen to me, but I'm going to keep moving forward, and it's okay if things don't go according to plan.
I would agree with that assessment of myself. That's why I think in our trio, I'm like the Phoebe Buffay, essentially, which I would also consider her more of a free woman. Also, this is like kind of related and kind of not. I'm glad you said free, because Grace is pregnant with my third niece, and she will have my middle name, Caroline. And Caroline comes from free, the French free man, is where that traces back to ultimately. So I felt like that aligns with me being who I am. Caroline speaks to my free nature. And I hope that my niece, when she's born, also kind of feels like a freedom about her life. And, you know, I don't know who she'll be, because Greta and Callaway are already so different. So if she's also like this, like third wholly different person, maybe she'll be like the freest and have a little freedom about her that, you know, not everybody has.
Yeah.
I want that for her, because I
also
do feel it for
see-
myself as a Caroline.
Good. Because I see it also in your creativity, where I think some people feel or kind of like act trapped by their creativity, like the tortured artist type of thing.
I'm a pretty comfortable artist.
Yeah. But I see you like using your art as a way to express yourself and to operate in that free state.
That's awesome.
It's not like bondage. It's something that sets you free.
Ah, wow. Thanks, Audrey.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
I feel seen.
Okay. My word to describe you last year, I said good natured.
Oh,
And the reason why I chose that, the first thing that came to mind is because when we had our first like re-meetup when we went to dinner, me, you, and Jack, the very first thing is when you parked your car, I was like, I was like, where's Jaren? And you got out of the car and you were like, oh, hey, just me. And Jack and I were like, huh? And you were like, well, Jaren couldn't come tonight, but I didn't want to tell you that because I still wanted Jack to come.
Yeah.
So you were just like you were like, I didn't want to mess up the plans, anything like that. And then that same exact night, you let us order sushi and you ate that sushi. So you just very good natured and just, wanted our friendship to build strong. So that's how I would describe my impression of you from last year when our friendship was first growing.
I have a prediction for your word now.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Liar. I just make stuff up all the time. Conjurer.
Was thinking that, but I chose enthusiastic instead. And I chose that because not only are you very supportive of us and all of our interests, but you are just very eager for all of your achievements and successes right now. That being Wizard of Oz, you being Dorothy, all of your advancements that you're doing with Jambox, and just everything that you're doing in your life is just something that's very admirable. So that was the word that I chose for you now.
Thanks. And I like your Dorothy gingham that you're wearing
Thank
today.
you. I did wear that in honor of you.
It's like the perfect shade of blue.
Yeah.
Should we talk through some birthday questions? Anybody have any really good birthday gifts growing up?
Oh, I was going to ask you a birthday question.
Oh, sure, please.
What's something you're leaving in 26 and something you're picking up in 27?
Her favorite birthday question.
Something I'm leaving in 26. I kind of like what I got going on, so I might just multiply instead of divide. You know what the worst thing I thought of that I have going on in my life? I need to sort out Posey's breath.
So true.
It's stank-a-roni.
She looked at me in the mouth today.
Yeah. I bet it tasted bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're leaving behind bad breath
I'm leaving it behind.
in the family.
Yeah, I got to take care of it. Yeah, I need to be a more responsible pet owner because some of her vaccines are also lapsed. Okay, I do want to answer this question, though. I do want to see, what should I be leaving behind?
It sounds like responsibility was coming up there, like leaving behind lacking responsibility.
Yeah, that's true. I do need to be more
And
I will be.
Yeah, I see you as responsible.
Yeah, I'm not irresponsible, but I could be more responsible. The one thing I'm always trying to work on that I never have enough of is patience. I'm not a patient person. And I try to separate myself from the lack of patience being the culture of instant gratification that I'm always on my soapbox about. I don't think that's my problem, but I do think patience, maybe in a biblical sense, patience is something that I need to acquire, not at 2025 beeping when the light turns green. I'm not doing that. I'm not beeping. It's not getting any greener. But maybe in a classical sense, I lack patience and I would like to leave behind impatience.
Nice.
And garner a little more responsibility. Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful answer.
Yeah. I could be more responsible with Posey, with my vehicle. Well, thanks for coming. I'll play you your beautiful sound. Any last thoughts before I send you away?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Love you.
Love you.
Wow, that was so much fun with my two new friends, Charlotte locals like myself. I guess I'm not a Charlotte local. Charlotte transplants like myself. And my next segment coming up right now is my bestie. You know her, you love her. We've been friends since 2014. Last year, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary together. I'm going to have my best friend, Hallie Palechko, joining me on the Golden Birthday Podcast. Hi, Hallie.
Hi.
Welcome to the Golden Birthday Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
really such a joy.
No, when I was thinking about all the people I needed to have on the podcast, and obviously there are a great many. You were first on my list.
Oh, wow. Is it because I have vast radio experience?
Yes, that's
That's
true.
awesome. Yeah.
You worked there for 3 weeks?
Maybe not even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to take it back to where it all began. Shrek the musical.
Oh, Shrek the musical. Let's go.
Man.
They should have added that to the musical. They missed. That was one of the most musical parts.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
I had a lot of fun doing Shrek the Musical with you at the Geyer Performing Arts Center in 2014. I played
The Ugly Duckling.
the Ugly Duckling and a Duloc dancer.
Oh, yes, you were a Duloc dancer.
I was looking at pictures of that production the other day because I was actually trying to find cancelable pictures of me
Oh,
from the
yeah,
guy.
right.
I couldn't find them, but I did find Shrek photos, and the
They're
Duloc
pretty
costumes
vast.
were cute.
No, yeah, they did a good job. I don't know if they rented them or
I'm
where
sure
they
they
came from,
did.
but they were good. I mean, they didn't rent me a costume, as we know. I did make that costume.
Yes,
yeah.
Tell us about your experience in
Yeah,
Shrek
so
the musical.
it was great. I mean, I came in last minute. I just came to callbacks. I did an audition, and the director told me if he hadn't already cast some roles, there might have been some changes, but it all worked out for the best.
Rest in peace, Ernie Watson.
Yeah, rest in peace. But I ended up being Humpty Dumpty, and they didn't have a costume for Humpty Dumpty. And I had been asking the costume designer a couple times, hey, you need some help?
What am I going to wear?
What am I? Yeah. And the day of radio silence, literally opening day.
No,
And
you would not have been costumed.
No, correct. So my mother and I went to Walmart and we made some magic, and it wasn't good.
They
but
used a hula hoop. They put a hula hoop in between
A maternity
long
skirt.
sleeve white shirt and a black.
I think they were both maternity. Yeah.
And you wore a white ball cap
And-
to symbolize an egghead.
Yep. And one of the old ladies in the pit said, "Aw, aren't you a cute little bell?" I said, "Yep."
Yes, my
like
favorite
Taco Bell.
My favorite
my favorite childhood
fairy tale
fairy
storybook.
tale, the Bell.
The Bell.
The Philadelphia Liberty Bell.
So, in your retelling of the budding of our friendship, I seem to have mystified you.
You did. You did. You were.
But I didn't know that. I just thought, I don't know. It was just, to me, I was just like, oh, well, this girl's going to be my friend. Like, there was just like a moment of like,
And I didn't think you wanted to be my friend.
yeah. Well, I think I was so sure. What if I cry? I was
That
just
would
so
be normal.
sure.
That wouldn't be anything.
I was just so sure that we were friends. Like it just like fell so naturally into step with my life. Becoming your friend felt like just a natural progression that I didn't think anything of it. But I never communicated that to you because it felt so right to me. I was never like, oh, I love you. Let's be friends. I was like, just my usual self.
I just followed you around
Yeah.
all the time, and I felt annoying, but you never made me feel like that. I was
No.
making myself.
I was just certain that we were friends already. So that felt like the right thing for
I
you
didn't
to
think
do.
so. That's why I put myself, and it is still in your phone as Hallie, your
Hallie,
least
your
favorite
least fave person.
because I genuinely thought, I'm like, this girl hates me. Like, I'm following her around all the time. I'm asking her questions because I had never even been in Scottsdale in my life. Like, I didn't know. I was a newcomer to the Geyer,
She
so
put her
she
name
showed me
in
the
my
road.
phone as Hallie, your least favorite person. I was like, what? And I've just never changed it. And I've also never changed the contact photo, which interestingly enough, I don't have the picture.
It's
in
just
my
the
camera
contact
roll.
photo.
It's
Yeah.
just your I would love
And
to
if you
have
deleted
that
it, we'd
picture.
never see it
Right.
again.
I would love to have that picture because I have like gorgeous full black
Pitch
hair,
black hair, full eyebrows,
summer tan,
nose ring.
but you cannot see my teeth in the picture. It was the
Yep,
closed
'cause
smile.
she did have braces.
Mouth full of braces, tight-lipped smile that I rocked for a couple of years. And then we went to Seton Hill
We did.
to get our degrees
did.
in musical
Griffins.
theater together. My question for you, would you do it again?
At this point in my life,
Like, well, no. Like, not would you do it again, Hallie, today? Like, going back,
oh,
would you change, like, would you do it again?
no, I would do it again.
Oh, good.
No, I feel like I learned a lot about theater, but also as me as a
Yeah.
person. I think college is a time for growth, and I think we did a lot of growth in our friendship. We saw some people fall out in that friendship. You know, we outgrew them.
What?
A little spooky ooky.
Yeah, and that's not something I think about when I think of our college experience.
No, me neither. But
no, you're right.
I do think about the growth a lot.
Well, I also, what I think about a lot is
Dude,
that on the mic?
I could hear it come through you.
Wow.
Mighty.
What I think about a lot is education in the classical sense, where like it was like a privilege to be educated. And I do consider the education that we got like from a cultural standpoint and the like very niche things that we were learning an immense privilege. Like I feel like as I go through my life more well-rounded and it has had like almost immeasurable in an ambiguous sense. Like it's hard to actually quantify the impact it's had, but I feel better for it.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could take those classes again where it was less pressure. Like there was so much pressure.
And it was just a pleasure to learn this information.
Yes.
And discover, like, it was fun to discover those like crevices of the world and of history through theater and through arts that I didn't even know I didn't know.
Yeah. I feel like I need to go back through the textbooks we had because I was just memorizing for the test. Like I enjoyed reading the Asian theater plays in class.
Yeah.
Was fun. And I want to do that
That's how
again.
I learned about hot pot.
Oh, really?
I didn't know about hot pot until taking Asian theater. See, immeasurable knowledge.
The one thing that stuck with me the most was the Vietnamese water puppets. There was literally one sentence in our textbook about it, and we were like, "Hey,
we need to
learn more about this right now." So she's like, "I don't know. I'll put on a YouTube video," and we watched it, and we were like, "Hey,
puppets.
Why isn't there a section on Vietnamese water puppets? Like, we need to know more about this."
My next question regarding Seton Hill. Do you remember what songs you used for college auditions and college production auditions? So when you were going around, you did a million auditions. So I want to know like what your two go-to songs, like your ballad and your up-tempo. And then I also want to know like at Seton Hill, what you were using to audition for different shows.
Going around for college auditions, I know in my book I had Till There Was You for my classical.
Yeah.
And From the Music Man. And I believe my up-tempo, it was from the Fantastics. It was Much More from the Fantastics.
Oh, she loves Much More from the Fantastics.
Yes.
I have been singing Soon It's Gonna Rain in my head so often recently. Like over the last 3 months, I'm always like, soon it's gonna rain. We saw that together, right?
Yeah, at the Geyer, Josh Daisley.
Yeah.
Shout out Josh Daisley.
Every time I think of Josh, my heart just does a little glow.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But for college auditions, I switched it up.
Yeah, you would
for
pretty
a lot
much tailor
of
it
them.
to whatever show.
Yeah, I don't remember like particularly. I know I sang "Blow Gabriel Blow" for Drowsy Chaperone.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd have cast you.
Yeah.
For my college auditions, I sang my contemporary up-tempo was Pulled from the Addams Family.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
It was a lot of fun because it was like a big acting thing. Like there are a lot of
It was so popular then too. Every girl wanted to be Wednesday Addams.
Yes, it was big and it was grabby and it was easy to sing for me. And I wasn't always able to make big choices. So that song kind of lent itself to making those choices for me. So I was happy with Pulled. And my golden age was I Have Dreamed from The King and I. Beautiful
Classic.
song. I'm not even being silly. Like that is a beautiful song. And I worked on it in voice lessons. And I just always loved how my voice like accessed something different that I'd never used before in singing at church or singing at the Geyer. Like once I was actually like working with a voice teacher, I was able to do something different with my voice that I didn't know I could do. So that was really fun. So that's why I enjoyed I Have Dreamed from The King and I so much. So that is a weird duo. I Have Dreamed and Pulled. Everybody and their mama. I'm going to tell you the two songs everybody was actually singing. And actually the young lady who auditioned right before me at Point Park sang both of these.
Is it?
No. It was she was on deck and the person right in front of her sang the two songs and she looked at me and she goes, those are my two songs.
One has to be, can I guess?
Yes, you're going to get it.
One has to be Astonishing,
It's
right?
Astonishing.
Yeah.
No, the Golden Age.
Yep.
This was the classic pairing. They always did If I Loved You from Carousel.
Yeah.
And their contemporary was Astonishing from Little Women.
Every single girl.
Honestly, it is a good pair. Like if you were going to go in and sing two songs today in 2025, I think people would be like, oh yeah. Oh, I remember that. But to do it in 2015, come on.
Well, I had a wild card song in case I needed a third for auditions.
I did too.
And mine was Don't Cry Out Loud from The Boy from
you
Oz.
have niche picks. My third song, they did ask me to sing it at my Point Park audition. They were like, do you have another one? And I sang Beyond My Wildest Dreams from The Little Mermaid, which I think is also a little bit easier, like the same direction as Pulled. It like forces you to make those very
Yeah,
obvious
it's a very,
choices.
you're playing a character. Like it is
I
truly a
picked good
character role.
song. You chose like mature womanly tunes.
Yeah, my voice teacher said, "Hey, they want classical singers. They want to hear something they're not hearing." And
you gave it to them.
I brought it out.
And the only song I remember singing specifically for an audition at Seton Hill is my audition song for Company. I sang If You Hadn't, But You Did.
Yeah.
I love that song.
It's a good one.
And I'm not going to say, I'll say it to you, but I'm going to bleep it out who gave me that song and who said, hey, you should put it in your
was-
book. No.
No, she gave that to you.
She like stopped me in the like little like green room with the vending machine. And she said, hey, Anna, do you know the song? I think it's from One Touch of Venus. She goes, do you know the song If You Hadn't, But You Did from One Touch of Venus? And I was like, no. And she was like, you would probably sound pretty good singing that. I think you should sing that song. And I listened to it and I was like,
No way.
hello? Yeah.
What a niche pull.
I love that song. I think that's a really cool song. And I think if I were recording a Broadway album, like Anna Sings Broadway Volume
Yeah.
1, If You Hadn't But You Did would be on that.
Definitely.
would
That's
be
a
on that
classic
track
Anna
list.
song.
Yeah. Okay. So now moving to today, we spoke yesteryear, we spoke college, moving on to the present. What is a musical that you love now that you didn't appreciate as a kid? And I know you want to say 9, so we can talk about 9, but like I want to know
I talked about this before.
like a musical you did know as a kid and you're like, I don't like that musical, but now as an adult you're like, ooh, I do.
A show that I saw in my youth, probably in middle school or high school, was Godspell. And I was like, what is this all about? Like, this is just silliness
New
on
age
stage.
garbage.
Like, I just don't know about this. And then in our musical theater workshop class, we did a whole Stephen Sondheim, that's your guy, Stephen Schwartz segment, or I guess just our whole semester was surrounded and centered around his works.
Retrospective, a Stephen Schwartz retrospective.
Yeah. And just learning about like how that was his first show and the work that he put into it. And I just like fell in love with the music, and then we did it together. That was another show
One
that
of
we did
two?
together.
One of only 2 shows.
3. We've done 3.
Shrek, Godspell.
The Seagull. Duh. I was
my
a very
God.
prestigious role.
How could I forget?
How could you forget the maid with literally the only named character without
sorry.
a line?
You weaseled your way to the top of that production.
I did. I really
You
did.
got so much stage time. You got a song?
Yeah, what?
You got a musical number in Anton
Robin
Chekhov's The Seagull?
loved me.
Shout out Robin.
Shout out Robin.
So Godspell.
Yep. Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, Seagull wasn't even part of that. Godspell, are there any others?
I mean, we've talked about 9. Like,
Yeah.
I just remember being.
Give it up for 9.
Yeah. We love 9.
Thank you, Maury Eston.
I also shout out Noah Zakin because
of course, shout out Noah Zakin.
I would not have fallen in love with it if he didn't show me his love for it. Like, he truly showed me the beauty of the show
You
and
wore
the
it on his
music.
sleeve.
Yeah.
My 2 musicals that I, as a teenager, I was like, those musicals are dumb. 1, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Another Noah Zakin classic.
That musical rocks. That's what reminded me.
Yeah.
You brought up Noah, and I was like, yeah, while we're at it, I was like, this is dumb. This is surface level. This is just goofy. It's nonsense. No, it's awesome. So Joseph is a big one. And the other one is Annie.
Yeah, I don't know. You and Jaron really are big
I
Annie.
didn't like it. I thought it was like corny and like a little on the nose as far as musical theater goes. But now as an adult, I just think I'm just such a big
You're always
softie.
going back to Annie.
I know, and I'm such a big softie that I just feel so tender for that little orphan.
That little ginger. And that was my first production I was
it?
ever
I've
involved
never
with
done
was
it.
Annie.
That's Jaren's one and only credit. He
Yep.
had a really cool track. He was Mr. Bundles Act 1, FDR Act 2.
He retired after that. He didn't need to do it ever again.
Once you've been to the top.
Dream roles, yeah.
Okay, I have two more items to discuss with you, but our time has just flown already. If you could perform one musical number, you and I, together,
Ooh.
full orchestra, lights, staging, costumes, what musical number? Like fully realized,
Wow.
it's a ticketed performance. Everybody's encore, encore. We come back out, and what's our big show-stopping musical number?
So it has to be like a duet, I guess, or
Well,
something
no,
with
no,
two
'cause
featured roles.
Yeah, but it could also be like, you know, like something we're just in. Like it could be Freak Flag. Mm-hmm. From
Yeah.
Like if you want to be the Sugar Plum Fairy and sing the hell out of Freak Flag and you want me to be Pinocchio.
Genuinely, as basic and as tacky as it sounds. And I don't know if we'd be able to get through it. I don't think I could get through it because I can't even listen to it.
What?
But genuinely, I think I would sing For Good with you.
Aww.
Like anytime I listen to that song,
that's corny.
that's who I think of you. Like genuinely, I feel like the trajectory of my life has changed because I knew you. I don't know if I would want to be Glinda or Elphaba though.
Yeah, I have no feelings. I think either of us could.
I think both of us could sing it.
Do
either part. Yeah. And I think we could sing it well. But my second pick, I think, would be another rendition of If Mama Was Married.
I knew you were going to say that.
We blew it out of the water. I just rewatched that video the other day and I was like, we did not have to go in there as freshmen and just absolutely annihilate it.
I'm thinking maybe I should put a snippet in.
Yeah. Just a little.
To immortalize it in this time capsule.
I think so.
I think I would do At the Ballet.
Oh,
and I would invite,
yeah.
It would be At the Ballet starring Anna Strasser and Hallie Palechko featuring Emily Kane.
Emily Kane. Yeah. Oh, our blend would be so good.
It'd be so fun. None of us are dancer first and none of us are ballerinas.
So
that's
we could
why
sing
I think it would be like a cool opportunity to kind of put it together. And we could have like full staging. You could have ballerinas
people can represent us.
Yeah, we're the voice and they're the action. That's my answer.
I got chills, mostly because it's freezing in here, but
the AC did just turn
also because that would be beautiful.
Raise your arms. Someone's always there. Okay, those are all of my items of discussion. I just want to give you a chance to shout somebody out. Who do you want to shout out?
Oh, I feel like I've been doing so many shout outs. I shouted out
done like 3.
Noah and Kane.
So if there's anybody that you want to say, this will not be available where you get your podcast.
This is a private.
They probably won't hear it, but if you just want to shout someone out, if you have a little extra love in your heart in this season of your life, who would you like to shout out?
I feel like since we talked so much about our Seton Hill career, I would like to shout out Malcolm McGraw. We love Malcolm. Anytime we think about him, I feel like our hearts melt.
That's true.
He's such a genuinely good person and genuinely talented and I always just want the best for our friend.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for coming on my Golden Birthday podcast. Of course, I just wanted to immortalize who I am. And
when's the next one? Are we doing one for 30?
No, we're living it up in Nashville, hooting and hollering for 30.
And we're not even going to do a podcast?
You can do a podcast for your 30th.
Maybe. I really enjoyed this. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think I would really like to listen to this every year on my birthday, just by myself. Maybe on May 26th, driving down the road, I'll press play and listen to my little podcast every year.
I think that's great.
But your segment was definitively musical theater because it is a huge part, probably 25% of who I am as a person. And so I'm glad that you were. I mean, you could have spoken to any percentage of who I am, but you are uniquely qualified to speak to the musical theater percentage.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you filling in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have one shout out, just because it's made such a big impact on us in the last 24 hours. The Sunny Angel on your phone case and the Sunny Angel community. It makes us feel a little less old.
I feel so young.
Yeah. You're hipster. Is that what it's called? Hipper.
Okay. Thanks for coming on the Golden Birthday Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I love you so much.
Love you. Oh, she was such a wonderful guest. Up next, I am inviting my husband to join me on the Golden Birthday Podcast. We don't have anything planned. I had planned media and first impressions with Abby and Audrey. I planned musical theater with Hallie, and I'm still holding out hope that my sister will somehow be involved. I was hoping she could speak to my childhood, maybe on the Golden Birthday Podcast, maybe not. At the very least, I will get a shout out from her. But Jaron has requested to come on and talk about, he wrote a little theme song for this segment, so maybe he'll sing it for us. So I'm going to invite Jaron, my husband, to the Golden Birthday Podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Is this thing on?
Okay. So when I was preparing you to join me on the Golden Birthday Podcast, you said, well, we don't need a specific topic of discussion. We can just talk about life and what's happening.
Right.
And then you sang a song.
Yeah, I don't remember how it goes, but it's a little bit like life. What's happening? Life. What's happening? Pretty simple.
Yeah, that's what you want to talk about. So go.
Yeah, life is good, and what's happening is we're living.
So I have some items that might spark conversation between us. Do you know why I'm doing this? Do you know what my Golden Birthday podcast is for?
I'm sure I could guess,
Yeah.
but if you have like something prepared, I'd like to hear it.
I just didn't know if you knew.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like you do.
Yeah.
So my first item that I have written to discuss with you says 10 years together, ... Unreal.
Yeah, unreal. Unreal, not real.
We just celebrated our 5-year wedding anniversary, which was funny to me because I was like, 5 years? That means one day we'll have been married 15.
That's right.
One day we'll have been married 30?
God willing. God willing, and the creek don't rise.
What's that?
That's the saying. I
Hey,
heard.
what? Did you hear me? What's that?
Hey, what's that? That's one thing. Being together 10 years.
What's that?
You sound different.
Well,
You
you
say
look
things-
different.
Yeah, that's true.
Handsome.
No, but every time I think about
I was trying to divert.
being together 10 years, I say, no, it can't be right. I'm a little boy.
But
There's
no,
no way I've been.
We're close to 30.
Yeah.
I am. I'm 27.
Yeah. So do the math in your head real quick. 10 divided by 27.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I can't do that math
Okay,
either.
well, I have a calendar here in front of me.
A calculator.
Well, you mean 27 divided by 10?
No,
or
10 divided by 27.
is
We've been together
0.37.
for a third of our lives. More than a third of our lives.
37%.
Yes.
A third would only be 33.333
Yeah.
with that little line over top that signals in
Repeating.
perpetuity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm familiar.
I thought you might be. Okay. I do have a question.
Okay.
And I didn't prep you for this. Oh, I think I might know what you'll say.
Great.
No, I think I know what you'll say. What's a song that feels like this stage of our lives?
A song that feels like this stage in our lives.
Yeah, like where we are,
Okay.
who
if
we
you-
are, what we mean to each other. If
Yeah.
you're happy, if you're sad, if you're sick, if you're well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something. So if you have to cut out my.
No,
thinking
of
time,
course
that's
I
fine.
will. Yeah. I'm actually scrolling through Spotify myself to see if anything catches my eye.
I want it to be something like soft and sweet, like your boy, John Denver. trying to think of a song like that.
Any
Because like,
song.
yeah, because like at the beginning of your relationship, it's like more exciting
Yeah.
than like 10 years in. I'm ready to sit down on the porch out on a ranch house.
I want a porch swing so bad.
Yeah. And just
Porch swing.
sit with my wife
My
and
dream.
sing John Denver songs. I can't think of a good song though.
Yeah. Let's take a minute to do some uninterrupted scrolling. Maybe we can play an ad or something, and then we'll be right back with our song choices. Or
Yeah. I've got an ad prepared.
Batfax. This podcast is brought to you by the Lego Batman. Not monetarily, it just livens my spirits.
10 years.
If you say sorry grateful, I'm gonna beat your ass.
You're always sorry. You're always grateful.
Disgusting.
And still you're sorry.
Stop.
And still you're grateful. You know what?
Did you pick a song?
Yeah.
Okay. Jaren, if you had to pick a song that feels like this stage of our lives, who we are to each other, where we are in life, what we've been through, what song would you pick?
Yeah. You know what? When I was thinking about it, I was thinking about a song that we used to sing when we were young in love.
Okay, but
we would
it
sing-
represents us now.
Well, no. So it's a story.
Okay.
Follow the thread.
All right.
So it's, do you know the song Wouldn't It Be Nice? We used to sing that and like really cheesily be like,
We actually
"Oh,
meant
man."
it.
Yeah, we meant that. Those
Yeah,
lyrics.
it was written for young kids like
Yeah.
us.
And so now it's just nice. And I was like, okay, so is there another like Pet Sounds song? So I'd choose God Only Knows, because God only knows what I'd be without you. And I mean that because at this point, with a third of my life spent with you, it's like,
You have no idea.
yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, it is like factual.
Yeah.
God only knows. Like that's an expression, but
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah. And who knows like what stage of their relationship they were singing that song, like when
Yeah.
the Beach Boys wrote that. But like now I can sing that in a 10-year relationship and really truly mean it because it's
Yeah, when you
there
have
is
a 10-year
no-
relationship under your belt before you're 30,
Yeah.
it's hard to speak to what even
we grew up
could
together.
be. My pick, and maybe I will read some lyrics from it. Hearts Don't Break Around Here
I love that song.
by Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Yeah.
You put me on that song.
I did because whenever I heard it, I was like, oh,
That's true.
hearts do not break around here. We don't do that. Oh man, what if I cry? Every night I'll kiss you, you'll say in my ear, oh, we're in love, aren't we? We literally fall asleep holding each other like it's our last night every night.
Right.
Like we could not, the only way we could physically be closer is if we didn't have Posey.
That's true.
Every night I'll kiss you, you'll say in my ear, oh, we're in love, aren't we? Yeah. I feel safe when you're holding me near. Love the way that you conquer your fear. I've never really thought about that. Like
Love
it,
the way that you conquer
yeah, like we're
fear.
continually, like I get to sit back and watch you do things that scare you or do things you haven't done before. Like
That's
I have
true.
a front row seat to watching you like in a very pedestrian and like mundane sense conquer your fears.
Right. Pen.
Is Ed Sheeran a Tay son?
No.
You don't think a Tay nephew?
No.
Oh my God.
Not even no.
You think
They-
there's no lineage?
There's no lineage, but there's a bridge. They were in different opposite sides of the world around the same time coming up.
No, she brought him up. She brought him up as an opener on the Red Tour.
No.
And they wrote to get disgusting.
No.
Okay.
He might have
thank
gotten
you.
more famous. Okay, sorry.
Thank you for your answer. I think you had a really good sound pick. It was very romantic. Where do you see us in 10 years, since we're 10 years in? So at that point, we'll be 20 years in,
Yeah.
2035. Where do you see us? And you can be as vague or as specific as you'd like. And I'm not really
Yeah.
going to like,
Well, I don't know because 10 years ago, if you asked me where we would be in 10 years, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. Like,
your honesty is so refreshing.
yeah.
You're so humble. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, no,
I
I
liked
just
it.
mean that honestly. Like,
yeah, I do
don't-
too.
I have no idea because I don't know. I don't even know what we're doing next year.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the next year looks like. So
Maybe a cruise.
maybe a cruise. Do we? How like when we're listening back to this, do we want to be like, oh, like how?
Oh yeah,
How
you don't
in
want to
depth?
like
Yeah, 'cause-
date it or
Right.
scare yourself. What if you're disappointed?
Exactly. I don't want to say something and then have us listen back to it and be like, ooh.
That reminds me of that question, that like dinner party question that I asked everybody a couple months ago. You could have a conversation with yourself at any age. You can go forward or backward. Which direction are you going and what
Backward.
age do you choose? And every time I ask somebody this, I preface them. I'm like, keep in mind, if you go forward, you might be disappointed.
Right.
If I visit 37-year-old Anna and I'm sad,
Yeah. Then like, what do you
Scary.
have
I'm
to
going
look
back.
forward to? 100%.
I'm going back. What age did you pick? Do you remember?
Yeah, like 12.
Yeah.
Because 12-year-old Jaron wanted to die.
I already talked about suicide ideation. And
Okay. No, he didn't actually want to kill himself, but he was like,
he was agonizing.
yeah, 12 years old is a tough
And that was
time.
right
So I
around the
would talk
time that
to
you
him.
moved.
I would talk to him and give him a little pep talk and say, hey,
Yeah.
yo, stop caring so much. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You're going to get through it. That kind of thing.
I chose 15 because I want so badly. 15-year-old Anna had haters and belittlers.
Right.
And I just want to sit there and be like, spill it, girl. And let her spill it and be like, right. Yes. Like I want to validate 15-year-old Anna so deeply and just nod and be like, you're right.
That's funny because I would take the exact opposite stance.
I would
with
impart
my-
no advice because I trust her and like I
Yeah,
was
no.
her and I knew that she was just doing the best she could with the information she
Yeah.
had at the time. She was just getting footing and figuring things out. And I would love to go
12-year-old
back to
Jaron
15.
made decisions that affect 27-year-old Jaron today, so I don't trust him. I would like to go the opposite route and say, hey, stop.
I like
Anyway.
that. It's very diplomatic for
Yeah,
you to.
and it's not because I can't. Again, like I could say things, but then if we listen to
Yeah.
this next year,
Oh, it is a time capsule.
right? Or if we listen to
That's
this
the
however
idea.
many years,
Yeah.
and things don't happen, I don't want to be like I could
You
have
don't
had
wanna
a
be
better
like-
life because I don't think that's the case. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so we'll figure it out.
I do admire you. I just want to tell you that.
Thank you.
I don't know if I've ever told you that.
You admire me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
I admire you.
yeah, the only time like
But that's just
two
not a
people who
conversation I usually, or that's just not a compliment I usually.
right. The only time I've heard that when two people are romantically linked is like the secret admirer.
Oh,
But this one's not so secret.
no, I publicly admire you. I think,
Oh, that's
yeah,
sweet.
I do. But I just want to say
You
the
have a-
actual words. I admire you, Jaron.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a public admirer.
So that is like a rare compliment for me to give you, but I want to give you a rare opportunity. Do you have any advice for me?
Wow.
Do you have any? Why did your eyes light up?
Because I could think.
Do you
think of a
have
few,
any
yeah.
advice that you want to share with 27-year-old Anna? Not speaking to who I have been, but like who I am.
And again, this is like the marital section of the podcast. So how how emotionally entangled do we want to get? Like, do I want to?
This isn't going to be on Spotify.
I understand, but I don't want to like. I don't want you to listen back to it and be like, "Why did he say that? That was rude." Because I'm not. I don't want to be rude when I say some of these things.
If I think it's rude, I'll cut it.
All right, fine. So I would say don't. The biggest advice that I would have is don't be afraid to change parts of yourself. I'm not saying that you have to change who you are at the core.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to change your behavior or your attitude based on what others around you say, because it goes along with giving advice.
Don't be afraid to change with new information.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You should be pliable and you should want to grow.
But is it like bad to say that I think you're pretty change adverse more than
Well,
change averse?
I was actually
more
thinking
than
about
anyone?
this like in the last 48 hours. Like I was always very staunchly change averse and it just made me downright uncomfortable. But I truly think that I wouldn't call myself a change averse person any longer because of our move to California, Zeke's untimely and cruel passing, moving back to Pennsylvania, moving to Charlotte, having belongings stolen, being married when other people aren't married, like doing those different things and gathering those new, very different experiences that have changed me or have changed my lifestyle. I just don't fear it as much anymore. I recognize that change in me as someone who used to be change averse and is no longer like, I think I have been like kind of beaten down and learned the hard way that like change will happen.
Right.
And you can stomp your foot and be like, well, I don't want to change. It doesn't matter. Sometimes your stuff is going to get stolen and sometimes your dog is going to die. And that's good and bad things. Like sometimes I don't know, I can't think of anything good. But surely there are good examples of that too.
Yeah, like life circumstances, definitely. You've been able to see that, like you said, you've been hit over the head with the fact that life circumstances are going to change, but also like you yourself.
Yeah. Change as a result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're as afraid of changing who you are. Sometimes you do. I mean, you would even admit that you're like, no, I like who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I cling to my individuality that I've
I'm who I
tailored
am.
to
I'm Anna.
my comfort. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't need to.
I don't even allow for other Annas to be in my immediate vicinity. Do you know any other Annas? I scare
no.
them off.
Yeah. When I say, oh, I actually met somebody her name was Anna.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Change it.
You don't call her that. Yeah, that might be her name, but you're not going to call her that.
I'm Anna. Yeah. No, of course. I do cling very tightly to my comfortable individuality. That's what I like.
And how do you feel about changing that sometimes?
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. So that was my
I appreciate
advice.
your advice. I will think more on that in the coming weeks as to what that looks like to practically apply.
Right.
When will I again be calling upon this advice that you've given me? That's something I'll be thinking about.
All right.
The last thing I wanted to do, I wanted to give you a chance to give someone a shout out. Somebody that you're feeling love for in this season of your life. Somebody, obviously this is not like a public podcast, so they probably won't hear it. But
That's
for
okay.
yourself, if you want to give anybody a shout out, it can be John Bellion. It can be Gampy. It can be whoever you want. It can be Hallie sitting there in the other room who recorded her session right before you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll shout out John Bellion yet. His album just came out this weekend. I haven't had a chance to listen to it. It might not be great.
Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Jordan. I'd like to give a shout out to Jordan. Is it okay that I didn't shout out you?
Nobody has shouted. Wait, nobody has
Shout it out.
shouted out me.
Well, shout out Anna.
No,
Number
no,
one.
no, no.
Because I love her. And no, shout out Jordan, my sister, because she's been very helpful and kind to me in the recent.
There's a woman who's not afraid to change anymore. She's done a lot of changing over the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's
I mean, she's supposed to because she's in that time of your life when you change from kid to not a kid.
Yeah.
There's a woman who's changed.
Yeah. She's grown up.
Should we kiss?
Yeah, we'll kiss.
What if we kissed in the podcast room at Jambox Studios?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, there's a mic in my face.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna come kiss you.
Aw.
We'll do a little peck into the mic.
Ew.
Here I go. Could you hear it?
Yeah, I could hear it. Gross.
Okay, I'm gonna play you off unless you have something else you want to cram into the Golden Birthday Podcast forever.
Yeah, maybe we continue this and then you just cut out, like, if it gets like 3 hours long, you don't have to use all
3 hours?
Yeah, just like talking to you. So we could just.
Oh, baby, we live together.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we just want this, this time together. as much as we can get, we want.
Somebody should give me Starbucks.
Hey, can I beatbox?
I want the Starbucks.
Okay, I'll go get you Starbucks. Can I beatbox?
Yes.
I love you, baby.
Do it again. I was being
That was beautiful.
like a MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, and I was being a drum, but with my mouth.
And that's beatboxing instead of pod racing.
Yeah, that was close.
Now that.
Now
This. Wait, can you do the Batfax beatbox?
I don't remember it. Can I look it up real quick?
I have it recorded. It's in my camera roll.
Bad facts.
Now, what day was that? You went to see Mission Impossible. Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Racing on the mic, go.
Wiki wag. Oh my gosh, this does make me feel better.
Okay, shh, Batman solo. Bat. Can I get a bat? Can I get a bat? The bat facts.
Bat. Can I get a bat?
You hungry?
Yeah. a little bit.
I have a genius idea.
What?
Wendy's,
Or Taco Bell.
crispy. Hold on.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Wendy's,
Wendy's.
crispy chicken BLT biggie bag with ranch dressing and a medium diet. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Write this down.
Wait, I have a great idea. Wendy's chicken BLT biggie bag with a Diet Coke.
What's funny about that? Hey, I was supposed to play you off like 10 minutes ago.
I know, but we just kept talking.
All right, Jaron, I love you. I'll see you at 37. Thanks for a good birthday weekend.
37.
One day,
No.
God willing.
No. And the creek don't rise.
Wow, that is the perfect way to end the segment because I believe that is precisely how we began. I love you.
Love you.
Bye, Jaron.
Goodbye.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, that concludes our invited guest segment on the Golden Birthday Podcast. We were supposed to have my sister, Grace. She was slated to appear, but she has skirted our many attempts to schedule time to record this. That's not totally true. She didn't intentionally skirt them, but just in a I have 2 kids and I am also very pregnant kind of way. I will say, with much anticipation and excitement, Grace has scheduled her C-section date for 7/25, July 25th, which I'm obsessed with because that is the inverse of my birthday, 5/27. My golden birthday. Ha ha ha. So I'm very excited about that. And in lieu of having her on this project, I want to read. We're going to pause talking about me for a second, and I want to read the intro that I wrote for my sister. I actually wrote a lengthy intro because she has known me the longest and means the very most to me. So this is what I would have said had we been welcoming Grace on the Golden Birthday podcast right now. I am so excited to introduce my sister, Grace. I have never said this before. I've never stopped to actually ideate this perspective, but I have truly never met anyone like my sister. I think it would be very, very easy for the world to reduce her to a very quote unquote basic archetype. She's a mom, passionate about sourdough, working a full-time job in the field she went to school for. She totes around her trendy water bottles and dons cute, comfy matching sets. It would be very easy to reduce someone like her to just that. But as I thought about introing her segment, I was like, how do I even describe this woman? There is nobody like her. She is so frightfully capable. She thinks that she's dumb, but I cannot imagine using that word to describe somebody with that kind of head on their shoulders. No, she doesn't know very much trivia, hardly any trivia per se. She doesn't concern herself with like what we would call smarts because she has always gone through her life with copious amounts of know-how and intuition. She likes it that way. And I think that that confidence and security will be so invaluable for her daughters to witness as they grow up. In fact, I know it will because it was for me. Just growing up alongside someone with her will and readiness. So beneficial. But this podcast is about me. Enough about Grace. So this is when I would have brought her out. But in lieu of having her actually make an appearance, I'm going to read the prepared activity, which was sister superlatives. So I wrote 3 sister superlatives for her. I just sent her a text message asking her to send me hers. So we'll see if I get it at the moment. Grace's sister superlatives. I would award Grace with most likely to blow my cover. I'm such a riot and she knows it. And when we are together, I will craft jokes perfect for her humor and her sensibilities. But I need you to be quiet about it. I need you to not give me away. No, she gives me away every single time. She is most likely to blow my cover. She's also most likely to have seen that TV show. Off the top of my head, I have not written these down, but I just want to shout out some titles that I know for a fact my sister has seen. All of Psych, All of Bones, All of Rain, Once Upon a Time, New Girl, Supernatural. She's seen all the shows. The Fosters, I know she's seen that. If there's a TV show, she has seen it, except for Seinfeld for some reason. And she knows I love Seinfeld. Lastly, her last superlative that I awarded her was Best Chaos Coordinator. I don't have an aw button. I feel like there should be an aw. Oh, we'll just give her a cheer. She's the best chaos coordinator. I have in therapy and in daily conversations referred to her as my public relations specialist. Anytime I'm in a PR crisis, she's the girl. She will be my mouthpiece. And I'm sure she would also benefit from talking to a therapist about that and what that was like to have to manage me as a young child. I'm sure that impacted her adolescence, but it impacted mine positively. So those are Grace's sister superlatives. My beloved sister, my Irish twin, my everything, girl, love you down bad, most likely to blow my cover, most likely to have seen that TV show, and best chaos coordinator. Okay, I texted her, send me 3 sister superlatives right now. She replies, most likely to have an oopsie poopsie. First of all, you are in trouble for that. You knew this was going to be recorded. You could have been a little bit sweeter knowing the ones that I sent you. I have to include it. I need 2 more. She says, well, I'm thinking through this. And this is a voice note. That's my girl, Calloway. Love her bad. Okay. This is a live reaction, most likely to make you laugh, which I think works in conjunction with most likely to blow my cover. And I just got the last one. Most likely to say a word that most people don't know. Period. I don't know why I have suddenly swung into Gen Z terminology when left to my own devices to wrap up this segment. Thank you, Grace, in spirit, for joining us any way that you could. In conclusion, thank you, future Anna, any friends, listening ears, for tuning in and being a part of the Golden Birthday podcast. Some things I'm actually really excited to experience as a 27-year-old, first and foremost, is meeting my third niece, Grace's daughter, who will share a middle name with me. I already feel a wonderful kinship to her as a third daughter myself. I'm so excited for Austria. Jaron and I are going to Salzburg, and I wrote down Austria, exclamation point times a billion. Salzburg, exclamation point times a billion. What if I move there? I would love to pick up and move to Salzburg. I'm so excited to experience that. I will also have my 10-year dating anniversary with Jaron. Shout out to my husband. I am seeing a play with Audrey this summer. We're seeing The Screwtape Letters. That'll be a nice treat. Bradley Cooper's Is This Thing On? That'll be great. His third directorial project. Celine Song's Materialist and Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest. So some big things, some small things, and some movies. To future Anna, I hope that when you hear this, you remember the intention you had for it. To immortalize a season of security and goodness. I know that it can disappear so very quickly. I've learned that there is nothing that God can't take from me, but just know that you have been okay before, and you will be okay again. I hope that you, Miss Anna, are still soft and sentimental about the things that move you. I hope you still get choked up as often as you do. You have never, ever been stoic, and yes, I want you to be more gracious and peaceful, but I always want you to be affected. I never want you to be hardened. The soft and mushy Anna, I know her and I love her. She is warm. Oh my God, I'm crying. She is warm and she is worth celebrating. Happy birthday to me.